Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 185 of our Isle of Man series. Happy Friday, wherever in the world you happen to be watching from. I hope you've had a good week. I am very much looking forward to the weekend, and I'm sure you are as well. No better way to start that weekend though with two huge results, which we're going to try and get in today's episode. We've got a huge clash against Liverpool at home at the Isle of Man Stadium, and then we've got a top of the table clash to potentially go top of the Premier League against Manchester City. It's going to be two huge games. Let's not waste too much time. Let's jump straight in and see if we can get two fantastic results. So first and foremost, as you guys can see, just above my head up here, we're currently sitting in second position, 17 games played, 12 wins, 4 draws, 1 defeat during that period, plus 28 goal difference and 40 points. Man City sit above us in top spot. They've got 14 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats, plus 33 goal difference and 43 points. 3 points currently above us. If we get a good result against Liverpool and maybe City slid up, we can leapfrog them. If not, potentially we want to try and boost our goal difference against Liverpool to the point where maybe we can, if we beat City by a couple of goals, go top of the division. But it remains to be seen. We're not going to leapfrog anything. We're going to beat Liverpool first, focus on that game, and then we're going to look towards the Manchester City game. Slightly interesting, slightly different from normal. We don't actually have any results to recap, because if you watched yesterday's episode, you know that we beat Roma 5-1 in the Champions League in a fantastic performance, and then travelled up to Old Trafford and a good 2-1 away win against Manchester United. The real surprising part about that, United had about one highlight. Yes, they scored from that highlight, but we created quite a bit, and I'm confident, even though we are reloading the game, it is the next day, all that sort of stuff, that we can get two good results based on our recent form and how we've been playing of late. As far as the squad's concerned, no massive dramas. We do have Bradley Taylor out suspended for this first game, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that. We're also not going to risk Lucas Gabriel, who doesn't return to full fitness for another 3 days. It is my hope that he's back in time for the Manchester City game, because we do have a bit of a gap before that one, and he should be fine. But last time we tried to bring him back into the side, he picked up another knock. He was out for a little bit longer. So we aren't going to take that risk this time. We're going to get Furkan Yilmaz a start. Still a wonder kid, still doing very, very well. Has performed fantastically in the Champions League for us this season as well. And hopefully that puts us in the best possible position for the Manchester City game. If we look at our past meetings against Liverpool, it is very finely poised. Both sides after 16 games, 7 wins apiece and 2 draws during that. We have had the run of it lately. They went on like a huge run for quite a few seasons where we just couldn't get anywhere near them. Noel Rubido, when they had him, he's now at Real Madrid. He was absolutely fantastic, scored against us quite a bit. They also had Henry Blaise, who they haven't had for the last few seasons since he made the move to Barcelona, which has kind of been the great equaliser. But we have won 5 of the last 6 against them, and I'm hopeful we can get a good result as well today. This is the lineup that we're going with. Mancini in goal. Esteban and Gazmi is the defensive partnership. You can see Gazmi's got a yellow card suspension hanging over his head, as does our left wing back, Carlos Andre. Furkan Yilmaz, of course, plays on the right, as we spoke about. Henry will anchor midfield. He's our highest average rated player so far this season, alongside Jose Santana, with the Bradley Taylor out suspended for this match. I actually don't know if his suspension carries over to the next game as well. We'll see how we get on. Paul Harrell takes the captain's armband, who plays the inverted winger on the left-hand side. Bruno Castro, the inverted winger on the right. Martinez plays as a deep-lying forward, and Olsen leads the line up top. Our leading scorer and wonder kid was previously linked with Liverpool, but he made the decision to come to the Isle of Man, which is fantastic for us. Liverpool are playing a 4-4-1-1, which I do have to give them credit for, but it is kind of, a variation of a 4-2-3-1, sort of. Pablo Fornals, current West Ham player, is their current manager. He's been there for a couple of seasons. They've had quite a few managers in the last few years, it must be said. But they do have some very good players. They've got some players that were wonder kids in the game for quite a while. Moura Siem is one of them, Dutch left back / left-sided central defender. He's wing back on defend by trade. You can see technique like okay, mental okay, physicals are pretty decent as well. He's somewhere between a centre back and a full back, I think, in terms of his overall traits. He's not quite good enough with the ball in terms of his crossing, dribbling, first touch, that sort of stuff to be an out-and-out winger. But he's also not that great at being a central defender. He's kind of left a little bit short in terms of marking, passing and tackling to be an outright central defender. But he's a good player. We were looking at getting him way back in the day. We just couldn't afford him in the end, and he went on to become a very, very good player and a full Dutch international with this Liverpool side. Looking at their performance so far this year, Luis Mendoza is their most assists and highest average rated player for the season, 24-year-old Canadian international. Came through at Toronto, was at Liverpool and then went out on loan to Levante. What is this history that I'm looking at? Was at Liverpool for $9 million. He's actually been at Liverpool all the way through, but he's had loan spells at Levante, Atletico Pamplona, who I think is Osasuna, Freiburg, Hertha Berlin, Rennes, and he's been at Liverpool now for 2 seasons. Had a good year last year, 33 appearances and 7.1 as an average rating for the Premier League season is decent. 7.17 across 15 appearances so far this year, which isn't too bad. Jarea is a long-time servant at Liverpool Football Club. 250 appearances, 57 goals at 27 years of age for the Argentine midfielder. They're going to play him as the creative hub at that number 10. He's a fairly solid prospect as well. Good technical attributes, lots of 16s, 17s, fair amount of green in his mental attributes as well. Agility is really the only physical attribute he needs, and he's got 18 agility, which is very, very impressive. We'll have to keep an eye on him, and he will try and play in Santini up top. Definitely a step down, I think, from the previous men leading the line for Liverpool. But still an Italian under-21 international, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. He looks to be quite the player as well. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Liverpool are a side we should be beating. I know I shouldn't say that because they are a very big club and their real-life side would absolutely beat the shit out of any team I will ever manage. But, the way that this universe has panned out, as far as Liverpool's concerned, they haven't quite been at the peak of their powers for quite a while now. My hope is that we can actually, get a good result, get some momentum going, head straight into the Manchester City game on the back of a decent performance, and hopefully really push them to get 3 points. CM with possession here from the throw-in, comes forward and no one really steps to him, but Castro has won the ball back. Haas with the clearance, back to CM. Now Cisternas at the base of midfield. We're going to have to be wary about how deep their midfield might sit and any cheap ball they might get at that base. Tasia with the ball now. Good tackle there from Harold, but only as far as Jarea. Mendoza, Muriel, Jarea. They've got quite a few men very tight in a singular area. Yilmaz does well to win the ball back. Santana, reverse pass to Harold, who's just gotten into a pocket of space, plays it forward to Olsen, who finds the finish. It's the first highlight of the game, inside 5 minutes, and Max Olsen, the 20-year-old wonder kid, has his 17th goal of the season in his debut year for us. A wonderful assist here from Max Harold. It was actually a good play by a few players there. Santana won it ball back in midfield originally. Harold just puts it into a pocket of space. Olsen gets it back on his non-favoured right foot as well. Rifles that one high into the top right-hand corner. And he peels off, just punching the air, doing whatever this sort of jazzercise aerobics routine is. There is a highlight immediately here from kickoff, which is always concerning. Mendoza comes forward for Liverpool. Tasia with a good header, or Taya, I guess that might be, depending on where in the world he's from. Henri with a good tackle, but then Mendoza with the strike from the edge of the area, just beyond the far post. I think the keeper would have had it covered had it been on target though. Wide free kick, Castro to take. Towards backstick, Gasmi was in there, but Edwards comes out and claims well. The Liverpool custodian with a good take. Could look a little bit longer forward. They've left a man further forward on the right-hand side here in Muriel. They go out to that side now. Furkan Yilmaz covers him tremendously well and recovers possession, but the clearance is actually into a terrible area right in the middle of the park. Cisternas to Tasia, across to Muriel again, and first time finish from Muriel, his second goal of the season. And Mancini, it says, was beaten too easily at his near post. I don't really blame Mancini. I don't know why Furkan Yilmaz just cleared it into the centre of the park. That's the ball that killed us. Wasn't anyone in particular. Jarea, Cisternas exchange passes into Tasia, puts the ball straight over the top, and Muriel doesn't waste any time. Good technique, gets a left foot over the ball, and just rifles that one in at the near post. And he also does the little jazzercise routine. I don't know, maybe that's in fashion in 2038 or 2039 or whatever year it is at the moment. Keep an eye out for it, guys. That dance is coming back. Through 25 minutes, City are currently winning 1-0 at Watford, so we need to now pick up our results a little bit. We're going to use Get Creative with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. Do have a highlight here as well. Yilmaz, wide right area, his chance to try and create something. Cut back there from Haas, out to Muriel, who's just staying forward, which we're going to have to be wary of here as the game continues to get a little bit stretched, get a little bit longer. We don't want to leave anyone wide open in a counter-attacking area. Henri, good ball out here to the left-hand side for Carlos Andre. Gets into the final third, resets back through Henri at the base of midfield. Ball over the top's cut out by Tasia, but Santana is there and on hand. Cross to Henri again. Good overlap here. We've got 2v1 on the left if we wrote this correctly. Carlos Andre, ball back stick towards Castro. It's a good header. He did everything he could to try and miss that header. He really, from where he was standing at the far post, he headed it right back in and it just snuck in at the near post. But we restore a 2-1 advantage with a lovely, well-worked piece of play. Carlos Andre gets forward here. Lovely ball to back stick. Bruno Castro peels off the defender. Like I said, he was bald when I gave him his face. He's now apparently grown hair just to show off. But a good header back across the keeper for a 2-1 advantage. This half-time's called 6 shots, 4 on target, 67% possession for the Isle of Man. 6 shots, 4 on target, 33% for Liverpool. Let's put our foot down now, boys. Let's really try and turn the screws. Passionately, we're going to say I'm happy with the performance so far. And then, as we always do, we're going to give it 15 minutes or so. We're going to have a look at some subs, some changes. We'll look at the yellow cards. Carlos Andres picked up a yellow card, which means he likely misses the game against Manchester City with a yellow card suspension. He misses a few games. This is just unfortunate that it happens to be the City match. Muriel, wide left area. Henri tracks him and wins the ball back. CM with the ball back in for Jarea. Furkan Yilmaz with a long clearance. Martinez was there, but it's won by Mohamed. Santana with a great ball over the top here for Olsen. Can he find the finish? He can indeed. 18th goal of the season for him. A double on the day. A wonderful finish. We're going to check this one out in 3 dimensions. See if Martinez knocked it down. No, it looked like Mohamed actually got there first. Thought maybe Martinez had played a lovely knockdown. But Santana's left-footed ball over the top for Olsen to chase. Gets it back on his favoured left foot. Takes the touch around the keeper to open up the angle. And just has to slide that one home into the back of the empty net. Throw in, right-hand side, Castro. With the ball now, back to Furkan Yilmaz. The throw-in taker. Can come forward. No one coming to him in midfield. Henri recovers possession after he's tackled. Yilmaz again in possession though now. Looks for Castro on the right-hand side. Henri, Santana looks for the long ball forward that probably wasn't there to be fair. Pavlovic now in possession for Liverpool on the right-hand side. Back to Mohamed, the centre-back. Mendoza, the danger man, switches it out left to Muriel, the previous goal scorer. He's got a pocket of space here to work into. Someone's got to get to him and thankfully panics a little bit, smashes a drive from about 45 yards, which goes well wide of the goal. We're through the 60-minute mark, so we're going to hit pause and we're going to have a look at making some changes. Looking at average ratings, everyone's playing pretty well. I think maybe we might take Martinez off, give Schaefer a bit of a spell up front, and then we might make the other change based on condition. Arnaud Henri, he might be the one that gives a bit of a rest. We'll bring on David Lind, see if we can put some additional tackling in midfield to shore up defensively a little bit through that middle. We're also going to use Old Faithful, get creative shout after 60 minutes. It usually does the trick. Throw in, right-hand side, Furkan Yilmaz to take now. Ball into Olsen. Now to Castro. Cut back there to Lind at the edge of the area. Looks for the switch out towards Harold. Knocked down for Schaefer. First involvement from him. His initial shot closed down. And Paul Harold rifles that one home from about 20 yards on the angle. 7th goal of the season for him. I think that clipped the base of the post or was maybe just side netting. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. Lovely ball over here from Lind. It is a little bit high. Harold does well to nudge down that cushion header. Schaefer's original start closed down. Harold right there with it. And I think it's just side netting. But a lovely finish from the lefty. Guides us to a 4-1 advantage, which is going to be huge for our goal difference. Keep in mind, City are still currently still currently beating Watford 1-0. Mendoza, deep ball in towards Wiley. They've pulled one back here, Liverpool. Just as I was bragging about how good our goal difference is, Yilmaz has picked up a tight calf. We're going to take him off because I don't want to risk anything. Frank Richard will come in at right back. We're also going to use a demand more shout with a few minutes remaining. There is a highlight here immediately from kickoff after Liverpool's goal. If they get a goal back here, I will be quite upset. Carlos Andre, Esteban with the long one forward. Schaefer's there. Mohamed's clearing header is recovered by Olsen. Now Lind can come forward. Works it out to Furkan Yilmaz, right-hand side. Tries to beat a man even though he's got a knock. Just keep possession, mate. Ball in to the midfield area. Santana at the edge of the area goes for a strike from distance. Cleared to Lind. And switch out towards Harold is poor out for the goal kick. Let's just use demand more shout as well, just to try and give everyone some focus. Liverpool have the ball here again from the throw-in on the left. Mendoza with a good ball in. Santana with the clearance to Schaefer. He's had a couple of snapshots in the box, but he's managed to turn the defender here. Can he find a square ball back across? Instead he goes to strike himself. Edwards does well to get down to his left-hand side and force it out for the corner. Harold's going to take, resulting corner, left-footed player, wrapping a left foot around it. Always good to see. Castro tries to cross it in. It's closed down well by the defence and out for the throw-in. Decent little flurry of highlights here at the end of the game. Ball back stick towards Olsen. That might have been his chance for the perfect hat-trick. That far post header just beyond the far post, the near post, I guess, from where the free kick came in from. 5 minutes of additional time to be added on. Can we get another goal, or could Watford do us a favour and find an equaliser? I don't think they could in the end, but as full time is called, 18 shots, 11 on target, 65% possession for the Isle of Man. 11 shots, 8 on target, 35% of the ball for Liverpool. Their 2 goals, a little bit frustrating. I thought maybe we should just close the game out, particularly with that second one. Assertively, though, we're going to say I'm very happy with the result and the way that you played, and everyone has responded fantastically well, which is always great to see. So Watford couldn't do us the favour in the end. City 1-0 winners. Toby Owens with the 20th minute goal. Coelho got sent off for Watford late on just to make sure of the result. We do stay 3 points behind and 4 goal difference, so we're going to have to need a big goal swing if we want to finish the episode on top of the table and finish the week, on top of the table. Olsen gets the plaudits for his double. We'll give him a bit of praise as well. He was very good in front of goal. And we do have a full 11 days before the match against Liverpool and no international fixtures during that time, which is fantastic to see. We are probably going to clear out the squad just to let everyone train, not really worrying too much about positions or anything. We are going to be without Carlos Andre suspended with that additional yellow card suspension. But otherwise, we've got a pretty strong lineup that we should be able to pick from. Magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the lineups for that game now. Right, just like that, we're at 11 days ahead. It hasn't been a perfect lead-up, I'm not going to lie. We've had 2 players go down with injuries. Abdelkader Gazmi was one, our right-sided centre-back. The other was Esteban. Kazmi should be all right. I think he's going to be okay. Esteban is out with the virus, so he misses this game. Abdesamad will probably come in for him, which I'm not super thrilled about because he's unhappy with his playing time, as is Frank Richard at the moment, as is David Lind. Not ideal, but, we'll figure these things out as we go. Like, there is a January transfer window that is about to start. Maybe these players move on. Maybe we get someone back in who's more of a wonder kid, just to fill out the squad. You do get to a certain point where 22, 23, 24-year-old players, they're going to want to be playing football week in, week out. That's just part of the game. However, going into this match against Man City with a less than perfect, squad, a less than perfect defensive unit, that is a bit trickier. So Esteban missing out isn't fantastic for us, but, who knows, maybe we can still put together a decent run of results and a decent performance. We are at home. We are going to go attacking, I think. We're going to go away from that positive structure just for a little bit. We're going to go attacking, really go after it, and then we'll just see what happens. Maybe we drop back to positive if it's not working out. City are, without doubt, the biggest challenge that we've had. It's still recently, they are beating us quite comfortably. It took us 8 games to actually eventually beat them, and then there was another 8-game stretch before we beat them on penalties, not even in regulation time. We beat them 6-0 once in a Champions League semi, but then lost 5-2 in the return leg. It got us through, but, it was a weird topsy-turvy sort of fixture. Last win against them was penalty shootout in the Community Shield, a 1-1 draw after that. They did knock us out of the Carabao Cup earlier this season. So after 24 games played, they've won 14 of them. We've only won 2, which is frustrating. I'm not going to lie. They are probably, I think, our bogey team as far as the teams we struggle against in the division itself. But this is a different FC Isle of Man side. This is a side that's been, winning championships and Champions League and whatever else for a couple of seasons now. These guys that are sitting around 25 years of age, they are winners. They are proven winners and have won with this club before. So I'm hopeful we can get a good result and start turning the tide in terms of our head-to-head results. All right, looking at the lineup, we're going Mancini in goal. Warburton comes in and will wear the captain's arm. And I've gone with him instead of Abdesamad just because I'm getting frustrated with his complaining about his lack of playing time. He's a squad player. That's the highest that we've ever promised him in terms of play. He's just getting upset anyway. Gazmi will make it into the lineup after missing with a cold during the week. Medjidou comes in for the suspended Carlos Andre. So we're missing kind of half the back line that we would pick if our full strength squad was available. Lucas Gabriel is back and fit though. He'll play on the right hand side coming in for Furkan Yilmaz. Taylor returns from his yellow card suspension. Henri will play alongside him. The front four remains the same. Harold, Castro, Martinez and Olsen. Scored 4 against Liverpool. Can they do a similar job against Manchester City, who are, of course, looking at their lineup, playing a 4-2-3-1, because every big club in Football Manager plays a 4-2-3-1, managed by Patrick Vieira. He's been at the club now for about 4 or 5 seasons, I think, as the head manager, and he's done a decent job as well, to be fair. Sean Brady would keep an eye on, probably the best fullback in the division. Pages is fantastic. Nick Whelan's fantastic. Gregory Francois is one of the best young centre-backs in world football, and they use him as a left-back. He can't even get into their central defensive linership. Look at how bloody good he is. He would have been a great one to pick up back when he was a wonder kid. Sanchez will pull the strings at the base of midfield. Gökhan Keklik will be more of their box-to-box. Menegatso was previously at Brighton for a few seasons. He's caused us some trouble before. He's been at City now for 3 years, 4.5-star current and potential ability for the 15-cap Brazilian international. Pereira, one of the best players in the division. He's in the Media Dream 11 every year. 27 years of age, 66 caps for the Argentine national side, 5-star current and potential ability for the inverted winger. Sadikovic on the other side is their leading assist maker for the season. He's always kind of, not the weak link, that's probably not fair to say. He was at Real Madrid for a few seasons, been at City now for 4 years. He's alright. He's a full German international, 83 caps to his name, 4-star current and potential ability. He doesn't scare me the way some of other players scare. Watch as he now scores a double. A double wouldn't be too bad if we actually score 5 goals ourselves. Anyway, that's fine. We'll figure that out. Vasha is their top goal scorer and arguably their best player. 30-year-old French international, 5-star current and potential ability. He's a very, very good player and has a very strong record of scoring against us. You can see why they are currently sitting top of the division. They have a lot of very good players. Passionately, we're going to say, I know a lot of you keen to avenge what happened. Okay, that hasn't quite worked. Assertively, we'll tell the defence we've got faith in them. If we keep a clean sheet, limit their chances and their scoring opportunities, we're going to be in good shape. But it does require us putting the ball in the back of the net at the other end. If I was going to say, if there is a strength for us, I think we do have a better attack. Having said that, Pages are just headed over the crossbar. I think our attack is better than their defence. That's what I will say. Their midfield's very good. Their front three is exceptional. But I think our attack has it above their defence at the moment. Medjidou in possession here, looking to come forward. Loses out to Sadikovic in the challenge. Menegatso now in possession. Looks for a ball over the top, but Gazmi with a good header. Lucas Gabriel into Henri in midfield. First time ball finds Castro on the right-hand side. Francois with an excellent challenge. wins the ball back. Sent back here for Cerrone. He had a lot of work to do. Francois with the flick-on header. Keklik, back to Sanchez. Ball over the top for Vasher. We've got to be careful of this one. And he's gotten goal side and thankfully has just driven that strike beyond the far post. Tell you what, I would be furious if we missed that opportunity. It was a plum chance that you would expect a top-tier elite-level striker to finish every day of the week. But again, it wasn't like tiki-taka football. It was a ball straight over the top from a base of midfield to a running striker. When you get creative with about 10 minutes remaining in the half, City have a highlight just before that change or before that shout comes through. Taylor with a good press there on Sadikovic. Menegazzo out to Sadikovic again. Sanchez at the base of midfield. Taylor, Menegazzo. Sanchez again. Switch out to the right-hand side to Gregory Francois. Looks to cut back on his right. Gets it to Keklik. Henri with a lovely challenge. Looks to send Olsen down into the channel. What can he do? Wide right area. Skips past one. He's got another defender coming across. Sanchez with an excellent challenge. Olsen recovers. Gets to the second ball. Cut back to Lucas Gabriel, edge of the area. Olsen looks towards backstick. Medjugorje was there, but it's cleared by Sadikovic. Henri now. Martinez exchanges passes. Out to Taylor. Beats one. Gets the edge of the area and rifles a shot home from about 20 yards. His 7th goal of the season. A good little assist there from Arnaud Henri. Didn't rush anything, just found the free man. And then once Taylor realised he had in front of him a little bit of space and could maybe work a shot away, he did quite well. Just skips past that one challenge there and then no defender comes to him. So he just leathers that one there. Not particularly towards any corners or anything like that. But Cerrone can't get down to it in time and we take a 1-goal advantage with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. There is a highlight here immediately going into the second half. Sanchez over to Keklik. Switch out towards Pereira on the left-hand side. Just stand him up, boys. Don't do anything silly. Close down well, but it falls to Francois. Backstick ball to Sadikovic, and he's fucking scored. We spoke about in the build-up that he's the one that I fear the least, and I knew as soon as I said it. I knew as soon as I whispered it into the microphone, because Sports Interactive watches all of our episodes, watches all of our highlights, that he was immediately going to be the person that bobs up and scores. It's a good ball from Francois, and then he just pokes that header. It clips the base of the crossbar and then just does some weird rolling spin. I don't think I've ever seen spin work that way, but, let's give it the benefit of the doubt as they draw a 1-1 advantage. 1-1 parity. When you hit demand more with about 5 minutes remaining in the half, they've got a highlight starting at their end. Cerrone in possession. Out to Pages. Now Sanchez. Menegazzo looks for a long ball forward to Vasher, who should be offside, but Mancini saves and holds. It's gone out for the corner, so I guess maybe he was onside. I'm not sure which defender might have kept him on there. Menegazzo with the corner towards backstick. Taylor with a good header away. Sadikovic in possession, out wide to Menegazzo again. Pages has stayed forward and gets possession now, and the highlight just randomly comes to an end at a weird point. This halftime's called 7 shots, 1 on target, 45% for Isle of Man. For Manchester City, 9 shots, 4 on target, 55% of the ball. Tactically, we are going to make an adjustment. We're going to go to our positive structure. Team talk-wise, we're going to passionately say, great opportunity to show the media them right to back you up. It hasn't quite worked. I'm going to passionately tell the defence there's a lot more to come from them. And you know what? Let's do that for everybody. Let's tell them that we've got faith that they can go to another level. And most have responded positively, which is good. The attacking two aren't playing particularly well. Those were the key match ratings that jumped out at me there. Neither are the wingers, to be fair. It's because I said our front four is better than their back four, that they're all now having a shit game. Actually, I say that. Ruben Martinez has scored, so I don't know what I'm doing. This curse of the commentator seems to be working both ways at present. 16th goal of the season for Ruben Martinez gives us a 2-1 advantage. Great corner from Gabriel. It's a really poor missed header there from whoever this person is at front post. It's Gregory Francois, the left back, who I was bigging up before the game, saying he was excellent. We're through the hour mark, so let's hit pause and let's have a look at making some changes. Looking at match ratings, Harold's struggling a little bit, as is Castro. I think the one I'm going to change, though, is Max Olsen for Pablo Rivera. We haven't given Rivera that many opportunities so far this season. This might be the time. Assertively, we'll tell him we've got faith. We're going to hit get creative as well. And I'm just going to be the jammiest little shit. We're going to make a sub on 70 minutes. We're going to make another sub on 80 minutes. I'm going to try and kill the game and stop it from getting into any workflow. Someone's just gone down there in the box. Sadikovic might have given away the penalty. I told you all he was shit. He's pushed Warburton. It's going to be Martinez with a chance to make it a double on the day for himself. If he can find the finish from 12 yards, he can't. Cerrone saved it, for fuck's sake. This game, if they equalise late on, I'm not buying FM21. I'm kidding. I'll buy it. I can't help myself. Harold with the corner. Goes short to Castro. Cut back to Henri at the edge of the area. Sanchez with a good tackle, but Henri will get there again. Reverse pass to Harold. Back to Henri. Now Lucas Gabriel. The highlight comes to an end. There's a highlight here. Taylor and Medjugorje exchange passes at the base of our midfield. Into Taylor again. Back to Medjugorje. Now forward to Harold. Into Henri. If we got a runner forward, Warburton, Taylor. Back to Warburton again. Now Taylor again. Warburton out left. There, we've got 2v1 now. Let's work this correctly, boys. Harold finds Medjadu on the overlap. Can he get a good ball into the box? Looks for the shot from a wide area. Rifled that one right into the side netting. Had a fair bit of pace on it, though. And with a few minutes remaining, Martinez hasn't played particularly well, and he's missed that penalty, so I'm going to take him off. And let's bring on Uli Schaefer. Let's see what he can do with 20 minutes to go. We're also going to use a demand more shout. They've got a highlight. Menegazzo to take. It's headed by Harold. Rivera, good reverse pass to Castro. Can we work a 2v1 here as we counter-attack? Castro heading towards the wide right area. Skips past one challenge. Can he find the cutback? He goes the shot himself and nearly puts it out for a throw-in. Instead, the goal kick conceded. If he had to just look for the cutback, 6-yard box, there were players arriving in the box. 10 minutes remain. We're going to use our last sub. I'm going proper shithouse at the moment. Harold's had potentially, the poorest game of anyone if we sort by average rating. Going to bring on Azusko Mateo for the last 10-15 minutes, depending on how much injury time is added. And we're going to use one more demand more shout just for the last 10 minutes here. Let's hold on, boys. Let's hold on for the victory. If they score late on, I will be very, very, very upset. 4 minutes of additional time to be added. They've got a wide free kick. Menegazzo puts a ball in. We've given away a fucking penalty, haven't we? Pereira is indicating that he's been pushed. Gazmi's just standing there staring at him. And they've got a penalty in the 91st minute. We missed one. Could they maybe miss one as well? No. Mancini goes the right way. They slide it to the left-hand side. They haven't had a highlight at all in the second half at any point. And then the first thing that we see in injury time is, of course, a wide free kick leading to a penalty. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There is a highlight coming here, though. In possession, Warburton with the long ball forward. Schaefer brings it down in a good area and finds a reverse pass to Rivera. Can he find the finish? He can indeed. All right, maybe I do love this game. Maybe I will buy FM21. Maybe I'll give away some copies and a video coming out over the course of this weekend. 4th goal of the season for Pablo Rivera, which is impressive given that he hasn't started that many games. Schaefer does very well, bring it down in traffic, and a lovely little reverse pass to his Mexican counterpart. Smashes that one across. Cerrone did get a big chunk of it, it must be said, but he can't stop that one going in. 3-2 with 2.5 minutes of additional time remaining. Surely, boys, we can hold on here. We're through the 4 minutes, ref. Blow the whistle whenever you want. And he does. It ends 3-2. End-to-end stuff. I would have cracked it if that had been 2-2. I'm not going to lie. That would have ruined the start to my weekend. 13 shots, 5 on target, 48% possession for the Isle of Man. 17 shots, 8 on target, 52% of the ball for Manchester City. Passionately, we are going to say, well done, lads. Your performance has taken us to the top of the table. I don't think it has. I think we're behind them on goal difference, but it has taken a step in the right direction in terms of drawing level with them on points, only behind on 2 goal difference, which is very, very achievable for the amount our side scores. We're fortunate to beat City, apparently. Okay, all right, whatever you say, mate. Bradley Taylor gets the man of the match award, 8.3, with his fantastic opening goal. Passionately, we're going to say you're superb in the number and quality of chances created, and he responds very, very well. Looking forward, we do have coming up Champions League knockout round football. If we make it through, we've got the round of 32, the round of 16, the final 8, the final 4, and the final, which is 5 episodes, 5 days next week. I think that makes the most sense to try and bring you as much as humanly possible of our Premier League run home. Of our Champions League run home. If we get knocked out, though, there are still huge games to come. We play Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea all in the final 10 games of the season. We've got Liverpool and Manchester United in there as well. There's quite a bit of football, but I think we'll come back on Monday and do both legs against PSG and bring you not live commentary, but, live results for the games against Liverpool, United, and Watford in that spell. As always, everyone, thank you so much for your continued support on this series and on the channel. There's some very exciting stuff happening in the next couple of weeks, which we're going to talk more about. Keep an eye on the channel tomorrow because there is going to be a video announcing a competition to win a copy of Football Manager if you guess our FM20 beta save correctly, if you guess our FM20 main save. It's going to be additional stuff, my hopes for FM21 coming out in that video as well, a couple of save ideas, a bunch of variety, different stuff that I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy, so keep an eye out for that one. But more than anything, I just appreciate you guys watching this episode. That is the part that means most to me. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.